Hello everybody, welcome back to Studio K, Paula's Kitchen. We are in season 3 and we are on episode 8 already. Today we are making a dessert. This is called Limoncello Tiramisu and it features, as you might guess, limoncello. I actually picked this up at Eataly down at Park MGM on the Strip. For you who are not familiar, limoncello is a lemon liqueur. This is made from lemons from the Amalfi region in Italy. Can't wait to try it, have never tried it before. So, tiramisu typically is flavored with coffee and cocoa, but this version is all about lemon. And if you've been watching Paula's Kitchen, you know I'm a huge fan of all lemon desserts. So, including the limoncello, of course, the base of a tiramisu is beautiful lady finger cookies. And then we also have some lemon curd. We have a bunch of lemons. We have mascarpone cheese, regular sugar, powdered sugar, and we're gonna make some whipped cream. So the filling is going to be light, lemony, and wonderful. And of course, flavored with the limoncello, that little bit of a liqueur. This is a chilled dessert, so there's just a little bit to do with the stove and the rest happens in the refrigerator. Let's make tiramisu. Shout out to Jerry and Holly over in Cleveland, Ohio, who shared this recipe with us. It is actually from a website called, let me get this right, thisitaliankitchen.com. I'll share that with you in the description box as always. So there are multiple steps here, and the step that I let you skip mercifully is the need to zest and juice a whole bunch of lemons. I've already done that, and aren't you glad? All right, so the first step requires us to grab a handheld mixer, and we are going to take 16 ounces of mascarpone cheese. You'll find this in your grocery store in the specialty cheese aisle. We need 2 of these. 16 ounces. I also need 1/4 cup of some lovely lemon curd, and last but not least, 1/4 cup of the limoncello, and then the juice and zest of 1 lemon. So 4 ingredients all going into my mixer bowl, and we are going to turn on the mixer and get going. So I have here the 16 ounces of cheese. I'm going to put in the juice and zest of a single lemon. I'm going to grab my 1/4 cup of the lemon curd. Truthfully, I've never made a recipe with lemon curd. I know it's incredibly popular over in the UK, and it goes on scones and things like that. But I don't think I've ever made anything with it. And then, last but not least, the 1/4 cup of limoncello going in. And on goes the mixer. Before I do that, too bad we don't have Dale singing some lovely Italian songs like Dean Martin or something while I'm doing the mixer, huh?
Never mind.
Wait a minute. What was that I just heard?
Mix away.
I would say that is done and ready. Now, I need to clean my beaters off because the next step also requires the mixer. I need to beat up those wonderful heavy whipping cream into some whipped cream. Stay tuned. Step 2, I cleaned off my beaters because we're going to use the mixer again. I need 2 cups of heavy whipping cream in my big old mixing bowl. Aren't those beautiful? And I need 1/3 cup of powdered sugar, which I measured out. So I will put that in here. And of course, you know, whipping cream works much better if it's very, very cold and chilled. So hopefully we're going to get some peaks out of this very quickly. Onward we go. Looks like peaks. What do you think? Check that out in the overhead camera. I think we're there. All right, next step, let me just clean my beaters off, and we need to put these 2 elements of the filling together. I got rid of my mixer mess. Now we are ready to fold the whipped cream mixture into our mascarpone cheese and lemony mixture. So I'm going to try to do it towards you so that you can see. And the thing about whipped cream, in order to keep the air, is to fold very gently, of course. So let me just do that a little bit at a time with a lift up from the bottom motion is how you do that. Those of you who are familiar with tiramisu, it's a very, very famous Italian dessert that you can find in Italian restaurants, but it's typically flavored with coffee and cocoa. So this version is an unusual but fun take on that dessert, using the lemon rather than the coffee and cocoa. But of course, using the base of ladyfingers. I was delighted to find ladyfingers in my local grocery store, and actually it's the brand recommended by the recipe on the website. So I was really excited to get the real thing. Now the next step, I need to get out a saucepan, and we are going to make the soak for the ladyfingers. That has a couple of ingredients as well. So as soon as I finish this, I will be back at the stove to make the soak. So the soak. Tiramisu is made with ladyfingers as the layer or the crust, if you want to call it that, but they are always soaked in something. Normally it's coffee. We are going to make a soak today out of lemons and sugar and some limoncello. So I've got a saucepan ready, and just a recommendation from folks that have made this before. Jerry and Holly suggested that we make 1.5 times the soak that's actually in the recipe, just so we have enough for all the ladyfingers, and I'm all about that. So that's what I'm gonna do. It calls for a 3/4 cup of just regular sugar. So actually I'm gonna do 1.5 that, or about 1.125 cups of the sugar. And it called for the juice and zest of 3 lemons. I did 4.5. You should have seen me. It took me a while to zest all those lemons. Anyway, so in goes all of the juice and zest of 4.5 lemons. All right, so we're gonna add the limoncello after it thickens up, but let me turn the fire on here, get it going. And I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm gonna boil and stir for 2 minutes, and then we're going to put in the limoncello. So let me get this sugar dissolved in the lemon juice. Folks, my lovely lemon syrup is bubbling away. It has, oh, what a fragrance here in the kitchen. Lemon and sugar, how can you go wrong? So it needs to boil just a gentle simmer for another minute or so, and then it calls for 1/3 cup of the limoncello. So I'm going to do 1/3 cup plus half of that again. So, all right, checking my clock, that's about 2 minutes. So let me turn the fire off on this, and I'm going to add in my Limoncello Liqueur. So that thinned that syrup right up again, and that is the soak for our ladyfingers. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. We are going to turn ourselves around to the island, and we'll see you in just a sec. Well, we flipped ourselves around, and here we are at the work island. I've assembled everything I need to put together for my layered tiramisu. So this is the brand of ladyfingers that was recommended, the Savoiardi, and I was able to find these at my grocery store. As I said, we need 2 packages of those. So I've also taken my soak, and I put it in just a flat 8x8 pan, just to kind of make it easier on myself. So the way you do this is you drop some ladyfingers into the soak, and you get them wet but not real soggy. And then we line a 13x9 glass pan with them. I have never done this. And Jerry and Holly may be yelling at me, Paula, don't do it that way. But you know what? I'm a first timer, and maybe you will be as well. So I've got, I've got 8 of them in here. So I'm just going to soak them for a few seconds in this lemony sugar soak. And then I'm going to grab them and line the pan with them. And the instructions say to go ahead and cut them if needed in order to completely cover the bottom of the pan. A little bit of a trim, yes. Cut the edge off there. Perfect.
People are going to cringe because now you cut that.
Perhaps. All right, so let me just wipe my fingers. They're a little sticky. All right, our bottom layer's ready. Let me uncover my filling. And about half this filling is going to go on top of the ladyfingers. So here we go. This, I resisted, you guys, putting my finger in and tasting this, but I have a feeling this filling must taste fabulous. All right. You get the idea, right? Let me open that other pack of ladyfingers and get the second layer on, okay? We'll see you in a minute. A few minutes went by. Hey, Jerry and Holly, I actually wish I had made double the soak recipe because by the time I got to this last row, I was out of liquid. So, recommendation if you make this, double that soak so you make sure you have enough for all the ladyfingers. Anyway, I got 3 beautiful rows of the ladyfingers on my second round, and now I'm just going to take the rest of my mascarpone whipped cream concoction and put this over the top. All right, so I need to go grab 2 ingredients for the drizzle over the top. I need some lemon curd, and I just need to thin it the littlest bit with a little bit more limoncello, and we're going to call this baby done. Get the last of it, put it in this little corner. All right, it's a masterpiece. Be back in a sec for the drizzle. My drizzle has 2 ingredients. I just put 1/4 cup of the lemon curd in my little mixing bowl, and I'm gonna thin it with 1 tablespoon of the limoncello. Everything around here is getting awful sticky because of that lemon sugar wash that we used. All right. By the way, if you never use limoncello, what you use it for is it's kind of an after dinner drink. You serve it chilled over ice, and it seems to me with that wonderful lemony flavor, it would be great to kind of wash down whatever you had for dinner. All right, this is thinning out a little bit, and I'm not sure I can actually drizzle it, but let me see if I can maybe just spread it with a spatula. All right, so I'm just going to put my drizzle over the top here, just kind of spread it around, just as if we need more lemon flavor on this dessert, right?
You can just drizzle them.
Maybe I could have thinned it a little bit more, but again, Jerry and Holly are probably yelling, Paula, you could have thinned it more. Anyway, through the magic of YouTube, you are going to see us tomorrow tasting this, but it's actually going to happen like that. Just like I told you, 24 hours has gone by in the blink of an eye. It is the next day, and we are finally ready to taste this wonderful dessert.
This has been sitting in the fridge since yesterday afternoon when we finished filming that. And now, since I waited all day long, I'm going to take the first bite.
Please do. The whole house has smelled like lemon all day and
wow.
all last night.
Wow. Those ladyfingers, they were hard. When you put them in, it's like sponge cake now.
They turned into cake. Oh
wow.
My gosh, it's like a lemon soaked cake. As good as anything I've ever gotten at a bakery. There's a tartness that kind of lingers on your tongue after you swallow.
That is really good.
Let me try that again.
Yeah.
The filling, super duper light as air.
Yeah.
You could easily eat this and not be full. Really light, lemony, refreshing.
It looks like you took a photograph of it for a magazine cover.
It absolutely does. When I sliced it and pulled it out, it comes out beautifully when you pull it out of the pan. I was really dazzled, just like on the web.
Hey, we just want to thank the nice people from Cleveland, Ohio for giving us this recipe.
Jerry and Holly, we love it. I wish you were here. We have a 13 by 9 pan we'd love to share.
Big thumbs up on this one. All right,
Absolutely.
if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. Anything else, Paula?
You know what, you guys, this was really easy to make. Not a lot of ingredients. I encourage you to try it, especially for company. I think it would be wonderful for a crowd.
Yeah, seriously, it was really delicious.
Big success.
All right, I hope you had a good time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye,
Thanks so much.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.